Hello everyone, today I'm gonna share this full stack e-commerce website with you. As you see, that will be our entire home screen for our application, which coming through our header, then the category section with the slider, then we have our banner, then we have the deal sections, and then the popular categories. Also you can see our top sales products also available here. You can hover the product. I'm gonna cover up each and every segment, and of course don't worry about this, because at the end of that video you're gonna have this entire code in your arsenal, and I'm gonna show you how you can simply set up this application in your local host, and then you can has it as your own. So don't worry about that, sit tight now. Just we're gonna just look out what we're gonna have within that application, and then that's the pretty much the home page. And by the way, every single data is coming from our backend, which is the admin server. You can see we can just go to the categories, we can go to see the products, and we can go to check the highlights. So that's the things we're gonna maintain from here, so that will be pretty cool. Now let's see how that thing's actually functioning. So this is our header. So once we just go any of the screen, like if you go our shop screen, you can just toggle through all the categories. We can see the categories, we can view the categories, and even we click on the single product, it just getting us to the single product. Here we can toggle through the images, we can select the colors also, and then we can also go with that license, with the reviews and other properties. And by the way, if I want to click buy now, it will just get it from here, and you see little Toastify just coming up, popping that this product is added successfully. So let's go back to the home page, and here you can also search through the product. Like if I want to search through the watch, as you see, I can get all the available watch, and the similar way I can go through on and on. And then it's the screen for our user. So right now we don't have any user, and we can actually go through the login procedure. And by the way, this user authentication I'm managing with that Firebase, and our payment authentication is also managing through Stripe payment authentication, and managing all the steps in our application I'm using Justant. So now let's explore a bit here. So this is the categories section. If you just click, as you see, all the categories is available here. You click on the cell phone, you view the cell phone. Also you can also go through that. If you click on the cell phone, the same thing it's gonna do. You can add more categories here. This just depend on you. And as you see, we can go to the shop, we can go to orders, we can go to my account. If you go to the orders, you see no orders yet, and you should not be able to go that order page if you're not signing. So that's a little homework for you, how you can stop it, but I'm gonna show you how easily you can integrate in your application. So now let's explore a bit more. So this is our header. So after header we have the category screen, then we have this banner section. If we click start shopping, instantly it will take to us in that shop page, and also it has this beautiful unique design which actually fully responsive. If we just make it a smaller screen, and you can view it's fully responsive, that for entire like screen and other properties. If we just go here, you see it's responsive. So now after that sections, we can go with our new deals. If we browse the deals, it will take us to with the deals properties, and also we can just hover over, and you can see just how easily you can give us those properties. And the same thing with the popular categories. If you click, it will just take us to the popular categories, and then is our top sell products. Now in this product section we have the pagination. If I click on second page, you see that's the second page is loading. If we click on the third page, and in the third page only one product is available, so one is there. You see it's saying products from 25 to 25 of 25, so all products are available here. If you go the lower level, you see we can get the like range numbers, then actual products available here. Okay, so once we hover on the product, you see there is three icons is here. One is for the add to favorites. If I add to favorites, you see it's already added to favorites, and now I can add to the cart. If I add to cart, you see it's added to my cart. So first let's go and sign in. Just create an user and sign in with that. So we'll go in that here, and now I will create a simple user. So that will be our Firebase dashboard. So here I already have a user, but I'm gonna create a new user here. So just put my name, which would be Noor, and last name, and I'm gonna keep that email, and I'm gonna keep a password for this, and also I will upload a cover photo. Okay, that one. Now let's send. As you see, the loading indicator is indicating that that data is sending. So you can either prefer to create any other loader, or if you want to put that similar, it's fine. Let's go to our dashboard, just keep a reload to see if it's work or not. Okay, as you see, that email is created, like that user is created, and if you go back to our Firestore database, you can see also the user should be available here. Okay, that's our table, that's our users. So now we should be able to see our user. So that's the John Doe available here for previous user. Okay, that's my last. Okay, that's the user is created. And if I roll back to my storage where I'm keeping my images also, you will be able to see one images which I just now saved for my. So that will be somewhere here. So let's go back to in our application, we're gonna log in. So I will keep my email and I will just give my password. And by the way, that's having the validation. You see, the email or password is not matched, so that's fully validated, and all the setup is already in your application. You just need to integrate that. Okay, that's it. After integration, that will simply work. Okay, I think I misspell again, so let's give the proper credential. Okay, sign in. Okay, what's wrong? Yeah, it's sign in. Sometimes it's just state property. So now I'm having one account, so means I am logged in. So let's go back to my checkout page. So as you see in the checkout, in the card, I have two products. So let's go back to my in that products page. I will add some more product. I can add more product from here. As you see, the quantity is changing, price range is changing. I can decrease the product, but I cannot decrease below than 1. You see, you cannot decrease less than 1 because that's the one product I added. And for that, I need to go back to the card. From here, I can delete the entire product. If I click, as you see, that product is removed. So now I can add more products from here. So I can see the total value available here. Now what it should be, now I'm giving you permission to see the shopping cart, but what if like I'm not logged in, okay, but I can see the cart, but you cannot create the checkout instances. So you can go in either way. You can stop the user to see the cart, or you can let the user see the cart but stop to make the payment. So you can do it in a both fashionable way, so it's up to you. Okay, I will log in again because I want to create the checkout session. Okay, so now I have that user. If I go back to my checkout session, as you see, now I will be able to check out. So that's the checkout session. I am adding the products from here. Let's go back to one of the single product. If I go click here, I can also add the similar product here. Now as you see, you can notice simply that's the one simple components over here which is all over is measuring. Now also if I go back from here, I can add product from here also. I can add from here also. That's pretty cool because you can like it's totally dynamic. So this one only available to just set the product in your state and add the product to your cart. So totally it's pretty cool, and see how easily that state is managing with the Justin. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna show you in a bit. So now that much, let's go to create a checkout session. Okay, create another product. Let's go here. Now I have overall 6 products. Okay, so the subtotal is 8,000. Now this section, these 2 things I'm not gonna send. Okay, so follow up, just remember that. So now it's 7300. If I click on the checkout, what it gonna be? Let's click on the checkout. After clicking the checkout, it's taking me to the stripe. Now 7260, because of that removing the other properties, either you can add it or remove it. I just keep it just simple, so I can see all of my items. Now here I can see my individual layer of the items. So now let's just go with my email and a default card information, which is 4242 and 12, a valid month, 123 for the CVC. Let's roll back to my payments. Here you see the 4075. That was my last successful payment. So if I make that payment right now, it should be aligned here. So now let's go back here. It should be 7260. If I click, okay, let my name also, let's click pay. So there will be several things happening on the background. First, it will successfully get my payment, then it will land to my success screen, then it gonna send my order data to my Firebase database, and then it gonna clear my store. There's several things under the hood is working, but all at the same time. So now if we roll back to our application layer, if we roll back to our Firestore database, let's see if this data is available or not. Let's just give it a time to loading, and also we will go back to check in this Stripe what actually we are getting over here. If the payment is success, we should be able to see that. Okay, just a little bit waiting. Okay, yes, you see the 7260 is successfully paid, and you can able to see all the products data is available here. Let's roll back to our database. Let's see what is happening here. That's the user, right? That's my username, which actually I am used to create that payment payment instances. So that's the user actually available here. Now the order items, that's the order items, 1 2 3 4 5 6. You see the 6 item is there. I got the payment ID, payment method, and I got my user email. So what I'm gonna do with it, my order data? Let's go back to here. There is a button, it's saying view orders. Click here. Now I'm gonna fetching my customer details, my tracking number, all the data from the Firebase admin. You see, from here I am fetching that. If I click here, as you see, I'm getting my, and this ID you can put your like tracking ID or any ID. I'm just getting the ID which I used to get from the Stripe, because with that ID just I'm keep it as simple. So now I can track my, you see that the ID is has shipped and will be with you soon. Order item is 6, paid by Stripe, and the amount is 7260. Now individual layer, I have the image, I have the title, description, quantity, price, and the subtotal. If I click, it will also take me to the product description. So now you see that's the entire order data is available with you. Okay, so now I will change the user. So the previously I have one more user, which is jennifer@gmail.com. let's see if I can get her data if I just log out. So it will be, let's just make that jennifer@gmail.com, and I'm gonna give her password with that. Okay, now I'm logged in with different user. Let's go back to the orders. You see I'm tracking all available orders from her. So with the number I can just roll back to track how many users is get that amount or not. So it's pretty simple but super powerful. Okay, it seems like it's very simple, but it's not so simple. Now there is one page you can work on for that favorite. You can create your favorite portion, and then you can work with the same like that with the shopping cart. So that's the pretty much everything for this application to know. But now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you how you can grab this entire thing and set that in your application without zero coding, without any minimal coding. You will have that entire things in your arsenal. How you can do that, just let me show you. So that's the application you will get, and that's the repo which will provide. So this repo you need to clone. So the link, it will be in the description on the first link, and what you need to do, you just go to that link, and then you can just to clone it with HTTPS or SSH or GitHub CLI. And also there will be a clone link there. If you just put git clone and that link, it will be fine. So let's just copy that. And now that is my build directory where I will keep the work. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open my terminal here. So that's my terminal is open. So I just need to run a simple command from the git, because see that things, this link which actually to use to get the clone. So that's the same command I'm gonna put, git clone. Now I will just paste my GitHub repo link and hit enter. So now what it's doing is cloning my entire application. If I put ls, as you see, Ecommerce YT is already cloned. So let's put cd Ecommerce YT. Now if I put ls, I'm within my application. By the way, also you can go with your repository, that directory. Here you can see the Ecommerce YT. You can click here, and right now from here you can open with the code. But as a programmer geek, I love to open the CLI, so it will be just code dot to open in my VS Code. Okay, it's already open. So just explore what it's gonna has. So there is a two simple folder, one for admin, one for the client, and that application is built with the front end is built with Wait, and backend is built with that node package. So the nodes. So it's just a simple application. If I explore the client, as you see in the client layer, that's my public folder for the public images. Now in the source folder where all the magic is happening, and if I go in the admin, the same thing is happening, all the magic with a pretty simple layer. So before exploring that things, first let us know what you need to have in to run that application. If I open the in env file, from here nothing too much be available. Here in the env file I need that Stripe secret key, and also if I go in the UI and then in the card and also in the checkout button, I need one more things which going to be my Stripe public key. So these two things I need to provide. One is the public, I will just keep it simple. One is the secret, and then another properties which you need to do is that leave directory, and then I will open that firebase.ts. That's here you need all the credential for the Firebase. Now one thing I'm gonna request you, whatever the credential I'm gonna use right now, please never use it, because it's not a good practice to follow the other one. And by the way, I'm gonna remove that credential so you cannot access that also, but try to not to use that. That's a bad practice. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let's just roll back to the Firebase first. So this is the Firebase setup. So I will just go in my console, then I will open one new application. So here I'm going to open that Ecommerce YT. Okay, you have reached the limit of your account. Okay, let me just fix that. Okay, I changed my account. I'm using a separate account to create my application because that account is already out of the limit. So now here I need to create a new project, because in that account I doesn't create any app yet. So let's create the project. Here I'm gonna give a name of Ecommerce YT. So now I accept the Firebase, confirm, okay, continue. I will not use that analytics as it's just a test product. Okay, just give it a few minutes to sometimes the seconds to create that application. Okay, the project is created. Let's click on the continue button and just follow whatever the step I'm going through. That will be the simple procedure. So from here I will choose the web, as it's not in the iOS app or for the Android app. So click on the web, and after clicking web, here I'm gonna use the similar setup. So it will be just Ecommerce YT and register my app. And after registering, it's gonna give the credential. Again, I'm requesting never ever use that credential. So now what you need to do, install the Firebase, and don't worry about that, the Firebase is already installed by default. If we just roll back to the credential in the package library, package.json file, you see every single dependencies are installed. And by the way, we need to go with one more setup, is that from here I will open my terminal and I'm gonna open another PowerShell. I will open 3 PowerShell here. So now why I'm doing that, if we put ls, you see I am in my root directory. So I will go back to inside my admin, and from here what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just run that npm I to install all the dependency which I used to create the backend. And if you go to the package.json, I use that course.env express fs stripe and uuid. So that things will be installed. And for the client, let's do cd client, and I'm gonna put that npm I. In the client side, there's a lots of directory I used to use that. So that is for that headless UI. There is Stripe there, Tailwind, CSS is there, Axios, CLSX, then Umbrella, Carousel, React, Firebase, Lodash, Post CSS, React. So these are all so powerful library, and you see the Justin is available here. So those are very powerful. Explore a bit. And by the way, if you're feeling that project is getting interesting and this is really making sense to you, do like and subscribe my channel. And if this video hit more than 1,000 likes, trust me, I'm gonna make this one more video which going to be like 6 to 8 hours to create that entire projects from the beginning, how you can enable from this scratch to end up here. So I'm gonna create that. Just make that video, hit the likes button to go with that more than 1,000 likes, and don't worry, it will be available. And of course, subscribe the channel. So now that's everything is installing. So roll back to our Firebase. While it's installing that, you see, you just need to copy that const firebase config. So that's the things only need to copy. If I go back to my firebase.com, firebase.ts file, I'm gonna replace it with that. That's it. Nothing fancy, pretty simple gig. So okay, it's installing. That's why the red flag. Just give it a second to install. It's already installed, and as you see, the red light is gone. So our Firebase setup is done. Now it's time for the env for the Stripe secret key. So let's go back to roll up on the Stripe. So that's the Stripe. What you need to do is to create a project. If you just log in this Stripe, you will come in the dashboard, and through the dashboard you can just click create that. So what I'm gonna do, I can go with to create a new account. Either I will create a new Stripe instances. Just to show you, I'm gonna create a new account, how you can go with this Stripe account situation. So here I'm gonna put my one of the several one which I didn't use that, so it will be Reactjs BD, and I'm gonna give my country, which is going to be, just put the same, and I'm gonna give my password. Okay, let's click. So after clicking that sign up, of course it's gonna send something to my email. Just give it the time to wait, or it will just pick me to my dashboard. Okay, it's verifying the email. I will just verify the email in a way. Okay, now I am here in my dashboard, in my Stripe dashboard. So if I just go here, you see the new business over available. So what I'm gonna do, create a new account. So I'm gonna just name of that account Ecommerce YT, and then I'm gonna create. Okay, it's creating just and sometimes you just need to give it a patience with that. It's just getting delay for that network traffic or something. So from here I will go in my developers option. So now from the API keys, I will just copy that. That's my publishable key. So from here I'm gonna open my terminal, and then in my code, remember the card product button here, I'm gonna paste that public key. So now that public key is not that much confidential. It can be vulnerable, and you can show it to the browser. Okay, no problem. But here is that secret key. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy that secret key, and then I will just roll back to my .env file, and then I'm gonna paste it. Okay, okay, so done. So you also try to do the simple thing, and that's it. So now here let's go to the home, and I should be able to get my payments. So let's just see how we can start with that. So that will be my, okay, I am now here in my test mode. Okay, so balance, transactions, and customers. Okay, so now let's go and see how we can initialize. Okay, that's the things you need to do. There will be the payment option should be available, because as you see that email is not coming from this Stripe, maybe some of the network issue. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just roll back to my previous account, and I'm gonna do other procedures from there. Okay, I just roll back my previous account because that email was having problem. Now here in that payment tab you can see the payment. So if you're enabling with that authentication, that you will also be able to see that. So that's my previous account, which I'm gonna use with the similar effect. So now I'm gonna close my both terminal, which previously was opened, and also I'm gonna remove that. So as you see, everything is installed and all the things are working fine. So let's just run our application. So we are here in the admin. In the admin, you just need to put npm start, and it gonna start running in that localhost 8000. So let's go back to the localhost 8000. Okay, our API is up. Let's go back to the client side where I need to put that npm run dev, and here it gonna start spinning with localhost 5173, which Bit is providing. So let's go and let's see if it's rolling back or not. Okay, just keep patient. Okay, our application is good to go, and in the previous instances it's just getting the cleanup setup. So now as you see, everything is simple the way I have been showing you. So all the things is available here. Now how you can enter to that horizon, because it's a big application. First, if you want to make something in the admin side, you see that's the constants where all the data is available. That's the category where I'm keeping the categories, and so that's all the available categories which you are showing there, and that's the highlight products, and that's the blogs data, and that's the actual product with ID, name, images, description, regular price, discounted price, quantity, rating, reviews, category, colors, brand, easy stock, overview is due, and the base to match with the category. So that's the data you are viewing here, and to get the data I'm simply using that express to create the router, and then passing the router to create that dynamic routing here. So to get fetch all my routes from here, which I'm having the blog router, categories router, and also the checkout page where actually you will see the checkout instances, then the highlights and products. And by the way, you can call the single products from there also. You can call all the single categories also. That's also applicable. And let me show you how it works. If we roll back to our products from the database, if I click on the products, now as you see I have one ID 2002. If I click 2002, as you see that 2002 single products is available, and that's the method which I use here to grab that product. And you see that's the ID I'm passing to get that product. So now let's roll back to that's the admin. It's a pretty simple using the Node.js and just keeping the reverse. So here and also you can do one more thing, keeping an admin dashboard, keep the save the things in your database. That's the simple method you can implement. There is a room for it. Either you it's your ability. If you want to make it. Now let's go back to our client side where all the beautiful things is happening. In the client side, that's you can see that's the simple application is generating through the Reactjs, and it's already the Tailwind configuration is happening. If we go in the tailwind.config.js, as you see that's the colors defined, that's the background defined, that's the flex defined, that's the plugin defines for our application. So now the starting point, let's go to the main.tsx. That's the starting point for our application, because we use React Router DOM to create our routing setup, and also to get the products we use that fundamental lib file. If you go into get that index.ts, here I'm using Axios sometimes, and also use that normal fetch function to get the products. So all the products, that's the function is responsible to get all the products, and that's also to get responsible to get all the products you mean. So that's the global function, you can call it with the endpoint, and that's the just a direct function using hitting the Axios and getting the products. So now let's see in the main what I did. There is my route layout, which is coming with my layout and outlets, and as I go back there, you see the router is available. So in the router, okay, let's just go in the layout, because that's the layout I'm injecting here, what we are having in the layout. Now in the header, you see if my profile is there, the footer I'm not showing, also the header is not showing also. There's just a small logical thing is happening there, because if I'm in the profile I'm not showing the footer. It's just a fancy thing. Now so that's the outlet. All the other properties passing as the children, as the scroll restoration is coming here. The using proportion is that once I just roll back, like if I just here and if I go home and if I go back, if I go here and go back to the shop, come back to the home, it will always give us to the it will give us all the top to the page. So let's roll back here. So now that's the creating all the route. I have the app route, which is my main route, and loaded data as the get products data. I have the product page and the single product page, category ID page, and then profile page, cart, favorite, orders, success, cancel, and that is for the not found page. If I just click anything here, like after I click anything, you see that beautiful 404 page is mentioning here. That's the route which you're looking does not exist, and you see that's also redirecting with some of the useful link, which is product, and you can go back to the shop and also the my account. So it depends, you can just roll back to that, you can just make that routing, and that's it. Okay, so that's the router setup is done. Let's go to our app. So that's the app is responsible to show all those beautiful things from the search to the end. So that's everything is coming from here, and this is the simple UI functionality. You can go and just reveal that and check as your instances, and if you have any question, just let me know in the comments below. And what I said, if this video goes out more than 1000 likes, I'm gonna make that entire videos. Doesn't matter if it's 8 hours, doesn't matter if it's 10 hours, I'm gonna cover each and every single details with a perfect shaping manner, so that you will be get a full idea of how the full stack e-commerce website is developing. And by the way, maybe on this time I'm gonna also implement that admin dashboard also. So it depends if your likes goes up, so do likes and subscribe the channel. So now here, that's the one more things which I want to show you, that store.ts file. That's where the magic is happening, because I'm using Justin as also the Justin middleware, where actually all the game is happening. You see, before in my previous all the videos I'm using that Redux toolkit and React Redux, but this is the first time I'm using Justin in that e-commerce website, where I'm just getting my instances, current user, get user info, cart product, add to cart, decrease quantity, remove cart, reset cart, favorite product, add to favorite, remove from favorite, reset favorite. And that's the function and fundamental things which is created those instances. And one example is that once you click, how fast it's just updating the things. You see, it's pretty simple and pretty sick, very fast. And integration is very simple, because I'm not using any wrapper, I'm just calling that store directly here. If you just go back to the cart, you can see I'm just using that cart product from the store and implementing here. It's that simple, nothing fancy here. So now let's roll back. If everything working properly, let's just try to create a user. So if we go back to our application, okay, continue to its console. Now there is several things you need to integrate. Remember, in the Firebase, what we did here, we use that auth, we use the DB, Firestore DB, we use the storage. So these three things we need to initialize. So let's go in the build, we will get the authentication. Okay, so now from here, get it started. If you not pass the three things, it will never happen. All the things it will flop. So I'll go with email and password, enable, save. So that's the one thing done. Okay, so now what we will do, let's see the users, no users right now, and from the build we'll go with that Firestore database. So here it will be responsible to keep all our images, all our datas, like user info, the orders data. So all the datas we're gonna save in that store. So it's a very important things, that one. So let's next, and test mode, because it's not I'm using for the production. And when you are doing those things, be very careful, don't make any of the wrong move, maybe it will just fall back. If it's taking time, keep patient, but make it happen. Okay, database is created. There's a lot of things which I will not go to imply. One more thing is that to get my storage, because remember, user profile image, where I'm gonna store it here. Okay, That's free. Firebase is giving a lot of free things, and thank you for keeping that things, and we're gonna use it as much as possible. Okay, and also this video and this entire code is also I'm providing you for free, so please subscribe the channel and do the likes button, so that can also go past to several people, so that they can use it. I remember I used another portfolio project which I provide the code, and so many people used it. I really love the comments they are passing and message emails they're passing. That's very, very good, and that's always providing me boosting me to create those things now and often. Okay, my store is done, so that's 3 things is okay. Let's go back here. Now we can start working. Let's go in here. So the registration, and if you go back to the registration, just put Ctrl P, and here I'm gonna make that registration screen. Now that's the handle registration function is there, where I am just putting the image URL. I'm uploading the image, and that uploading image function is that one. That's the simple Firebase things, and again I'm showing you, please don't say anything bad in the comments, because I'm not providing all the details. It will take a lot of time to cover. Nearly 8 to 10 hours videos need to be making to providing you all this information, which is pretty energetic things you need to provide. But if the videos is getting more than 1,000 likes, I'm gonna provide that to you. Okay, so just spare that whatever the things you want to say right now. So okay, so I'm gonna upload it from here. That's the registration, and after getting everything done, creating the user with email and password, I'm passing the data to my docs. Okay, let's go. Put a name. I'm gonna go with my name, and okay, and I'm gonna go with my email. I'm gonna give a password, whatever the password I like. I'm gonna upload a file, and that's the file I'm gonna upload. Let's send. That's the moment of truth, if it's working or not. If it's working, you are good to go. Give the credential and just start your application, then change. I think it's good to go. Let's go here. Let's see if it's created or not. Okay, I can also just why I reload all things, because I can reload here. Okay, that's created. If I go to my Firestore database, if one is created, others will follow through. Okay, users is created, so I have my user right now. Okay, let's go to the storage. I think that also saving my images. Yeah, this images folder is created, and that's the things. See, those entire things you will get with just making zero code. Right now, if you're following me, you done no coding, just following some instruction how you can configure the configuration, right? Initializing the app, configure whatever the the fundamental rationing you need to provide the credentials. That's it. You are not coding, you are not writing any logic, but it's working. That's all free. I was hoping if I can get something like that free, but you are having. Please like and make subscription. Okay, so now here I can make sign in, so I will just put my Dan and also go with that. Okay, put more password, sign in. Loading instances is happening. Okay, I think it just state. Maybe it will take a bit of time to. Okay, yeah, it's a state, so sometimes it's getting time to mute it. So that's my profile is ready. Let's roll back to my. Okay, card is ready. Let's go back to my. I will add some more products. Get headphone categories. Add some more products. Cameras. Okay. Bunch of more, make it 5. I want to make a big purchase. Okay, let's tablet. Okay, so 8 items is available already. If I go to view all of my products, okay, let's just click. I'm gonna create 10 products. So that's the 10 products. The checkout you see 6625, but it will not be 6625. You need to minus those 3 properties, so it will be 7390 for sure. Not the 73. I think, yeah, it will be 6625. Then okay, we'll see the calculation. Okay, so that will be my product from the cart. Let's click the checkout. Let's see if Stripe is working right now, because I changed the credential. I don't know how it's gonna react, but I again roll back my previous account's credential. I think it will save my face. Okay, it's reloading, it's loading, just will wait. Okay, it's listened. Yeah, it's working. So that's my 10 items available here. Let's put my email, then photo for the default setup. Okay, a valid month, valid CVC, and I'm gonna give my name. Now again, what I'm saying you, whenever I click the pay, there will be several things. I'm gonna get my order data, I'm gonna get my, like after only successful payment, if I roll back to in the backwards, you see I'm leaving. What is now in the cancel, you can arrange that screen, okay, doesn't matter. But you see my card data is still available, nothing happened. It will only trigger once that things is successful. If I roll back here in the card, I want to go to the success screen. Success. See, it will not let me take, because there I put that things, you know, there I put that like the middleware, so you cannot enter in that screen success until you have that credential, until you have that session ID. So you put success, no, you are not able to go, because if I go in the success screen, then all the things going to happen. What is going to happen, let's just view the success screen a bit. Success, you see what is going to be happen there. I'm gonna creating my order ref and doc snap, then I'm passing everything there, all the document, it will go there, then I'm gonna saving, storing that one there, and after finishing that, I'm gonna remove this also. You can use that if you want, but it's up to you. Then I'm resetting my card, and finally I'm making false the loading, and I'm saving all the things, and it gonna change whenever my session ID, navigation, current user, cart product, it gonna change, then it gonna take action. So let's roll back again. We're gonna do what actually we are looking to do. Okay, now let's create again. And if for the Stripe problem, if that payment also getting denied, like if it's just a payment is not successful, the same thing's going to be happen. Okay, so now also put my name. Now here is 6585. If I go back here in this Stripe, previous was 7260, so click pay. So that's again the moment of truth. If it's happening right, means you also doing it right. Whatever I'm following through, that's what you will do also, because the same things, the same link you're gonna copy, the same code you're gonna access. So if I am passing it through right now and it's working, means it will work with also. If you fail, you should look your code properly, you should look your credential properly, you should to be able to see how you are doing the code. Okay, so now let's see, our card is okay, shopping cart is empty. Go to the orders, you see the order is working, and that order is highly responsive. You see, if we make it small, it's fully responsive, my friend. You see, that's fully responsive. You can just make it more things as you want. So now that's working. I am getting my order data, 10 products paid by Stripe, that's it. So what do you think? Can I have to get a like right now? As you see, you're gonna have the order and each and everything. Okay, roll back there, you can go with the phones and other properties, same thing, similar principle, and it's working properly. Now what if I make another order? Right now, if I go back to my Firestore database, because what I did actually, if I have, because to get the proper scenario, now in the orders I can view which user, see that's the email, I have that one order. So if I go back here, so see I have only one order items, but what if I make another order? So let's just go and make a quick order. So I'll just add 2 products, go here, click checkout, just to see how it's aligning. Okay, putting my credential and 1 2 3. Okay, done. Just to see how it's actually giving me the references, how it's providing the documents to make it aligned. If I go to the orders, see I should be able to see 2, and if I go here in the orders, you see now I have 2 array. So like if you have a different user with a different email, because the email is unique, a single user can have a single email. So whenever I'm having now any user having like one user can have 10 20 orders, so you can just align with that. So now you can grab it properly. So that's the one simple tricky things you need to have, because normally we're messing around keeping all the orders by just polishing with the data, and now what we are doing it, getting passing that through the email. That's a not a good practice to getting things from the children, but it's better to get the parents, all the logic put in the parents, then grab the children. That's it. So now that is the entire things you're gonna have. Now you can put a lot of logic here, you can delete your product, you can make, and there is a lot of things coming when I'm gonna make that video, and I am very willing to make it if this video is just reach more than 1k likes. Okay, so I think it's gonna reach, because it's a very cultivating product, it's very useful, and you can see, because just look at the tree which we made. It's a very cool project. So either you are a student or you are a seasoned developer, you are an advanced developer, that can be really helpful to create a very good things. As for a full stack development, how the e-commerce project is running, that will give a fundamental idea. And again, what I'm saying, you feel free to go and view each and everything. Each and every file here is remarkable. Okay, just I'm gonna show you one example. Okay, so now that's my cart product. So let's go back to my product. As you see, that's showing the dollars, right? But as this video is in English, so many people can access, so many regional can access that one, and that can be changed, right? You want to keep your own country's prices here, right? How you can do it? Now you see that price is also I used here, even in the card. If I add it here, I use that same properties here, same price layer here. How you can change? There is so many cards, so many product card to find, but what unique is that just go with that formatted price here. Like I'm Bangladeshi, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just put BN, or I can go, I'll just make my local currency. Okay, and I'm gonna make it BDT. See, I changed just two things, and if I just come over here, you see the price is changed. If I go back in here, is changed. If I go to my card, that is also changed. Everywhere, even in the search, that's the same properties is changed. So now it's very simple. Doesn't matter from which country you are aligning that project, you can just change it just with the Swift. Just provide the definition of the digit and currency. That's it, it's gonna change. So that's the uniqueness. There's a lot of good practices available here. Even from the bottom to top, you can just follow through, and again, you need to give a big thanks for Tailwind CSS, because we used a lot of components for that. And there is one beautiful things which I missed to show you. If the save is 25, what's the meaning of 25 saving? If I click, yes, hurry up, you are going to save $70 from this product. Means 250 minus 180, that's 70, and that's the save is providing. Got it? Thanks. See, that's the things is coming from headless UI, and this is very simple, but very useful. So there is two more things you can do. Create a favorite screen which can fulfill that, create a blog screen which also can fulfill that application, and other properties as you can see. So I think I will be able to create this entire project from the scratch. You people will be just destroy my comments and likes, and I'm gonna do it as soon as possible once you reach with that 1k likes in this project. So, and by the way, this link, the repo link, it will be available in the description. And whenever you are cloning the project, I don't know, some people, they don't like to give a star. Put a star mark, you know, so it can reach so many people, and it can also keep the credential, and you can also create the branch. Okay, create the branch, then push you to the branch, and you can just give a merge request. I can see the products and merge request from you. Okay, I will add a beautiful readme here later, so you can see and how you can do it. That will be available here, don't worry. So that's the thing. I hope it can really help to you to create your own project and make your own things in a simple way with a very delicate manner. And all the best for your project. Anything, any inquiry, let me know in the comments. And again, I'm reminding you, 1k likes, you're gonna have that project to know from the scratch with so many update things. So I think you're gonna make that happen, and I'm gonna see you in next video with that entire project.